Hi everyone, Charlie Bush here with the SQUIM Weekly Update. This is a message I just sent to Council a few minutes ago, and I'm also here with
Joe Irvin. How's everybody doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you all. We are here to really run through the items for this week, the week of March 24th, 2017. These are the items that went to Council. First one is the SQUIM Free Clinic Tour. Both Mayor Smith and I had an opportunity to go through the free clinic in SQUIM this week. We were really impressed by the operation, and we helped fund it with our Human Services funding. So it was great to see the inside of the operation. Olympic Medical Center also does a lot for the free clinic, and so I just wanted to give them a shout out as well for the space they donate as well as the services they provide. That clinic is a lifeline for a lot of our residents, and it's just an awesome thing. So we're really glad it's here.
Yeah, that's a great service in this community.
Most definitely.
I have the next one, and get the opportunity to tell you about our economic development program that we're unrolling. Our internal committee met to finalize, get really close to finalization of our visitation questionnaire. We plan to begin the business retention expansion program where we'll go out and talk to businesses in our community in June. But keep an eye out for when we plan the business blitz, where we plan to hit 50 businesses in one morning to ask them questions about what services they have a lot of value in, and see how we can help provide them with things that they need to be successful.
Can't wait to reach out to those businesses and get aligned better with them and provide resources to them and hear their stories and certainly work with them on city services as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good, and thanks to the council for their support on that as well. I had a meeting with Commissioner Ozias from the county and Mayor Smith as well. We have a monthly breakfast, so we met this week.
Where'd you guys eat?
We ate at IHOP this time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
We tried to cover all the spots. We do our best to make it fit in our time schedule, which is usually an early morning meeting. And that's no problem for the mayor and I, because we're up at 4, but it can still be a challenge. We have packed schedules.
You guys are, that's early.
Yeah, we've offered to meet at 4 with Mark, but nothing's open. We talked about human services, economic development, parks and recreation, the Carlsberg Sewer Project, and growth management, amongst other things. We really appreciate that opportunity to talk with Mark every month. It's good.
Excellent.
Yep.
The SQUIM Museum and Art Center is really close to securing their building permit for their expansion on North SQUIM Avenue, and their representative sent a thank you to Jessie Doolin, our new hire, and she is doing an amazing job. She's helped shepherd this project through our process, and I just say a huge thank you to you, Jessie, and I know a lot more people than me do as well.
Yeah, Jessie's doing a great job of shepherding projects through the process, and we hired her to do that, and good hire, Joe, and thank you, Jessie.
She's a rock star.
She is, for everything she's doing. It's amazing. Next up, Joe, the drum roll of the week.
A little better than the table, actually.
It's way better than the table. I like that.
I get excited when I play the drum.
Drum's great. I should play it more often. So we received, we had a Department of Revenue audit on our utilities, and we received a check back as a result of the audit, which doesn't often happen, for $53,000. And it's because we had an allocation formula that we were applying within our tax payments, where we paid a higher rate on one portion than on the other portion, and we found out that the portion that we paid the higher rate on was actually too big a portion. So when it was decreased, we ended up getting a tax refund. So really good news. We were able to return that money, which we didn't expect to receive, to our utilities, which helps our ratepayers and helps our system.
That's a great amount of money. That's good.
Yes, it is. Yes, thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe reminds me of the slides. Take one, it didn't go so well. Actually, didn't even cover that, did I, Joe? Oh, no, I'm there. No, you've got to go first.
I do. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We're going to talk about MRSC in a minute.
Yes, but before we get there, I have the great privilege of also recognizing another one of our employees, Gary Butler, who works in our Public Works Department, volunteered his time last weekend to help the softball tournament at Cary Blake Park. They actually said that it would not have occurred without his help. The rain was pretty bad on Friday and Saturday, and he was out there doing some dragging of the fields and picking up litter that was blown in the wind. And thank you, Gary. It's really, really above and beyond what's called upon you.
Yeah, great job. Great job.
Now MRSC.
Yeah, here we go. MRSC. Welcome to the government. This is the Municipal Research Services Center, and this is an organization that provides some really key services to local governments. We receive all kinds of services from MRSC. We can call them and ask questions. We can go to their website and get draft ordinances and all kinds of materials and information and articles. And we also can have them even do customized research for us. They've been funded since Prohibition, since alcohol has been available once again to the public for a long time now. Since then, they've been funded by the state to provide these services to local government. And in the last legislative session, the Senate considered zeroing out the budget for MRSC. And they're paid actually, the payments that contribute to MRSC as an organization come from liquor proceeds and a bunch of money that's already allocated to cities that just is then given back to the state and then given back to MRSC. So it's a bit of a complicated process. Nonetheless, there was a threat MRSC might go away in the last session. Good news this session is they're funded in both the House and the Senate budgets. So it looks good for funding for MRSC to continue.
That's a great resource. Very quick turnarounds on requests for help as well.
Absolutely. Very high customer satisfaction ratings.
Yeah. I get to talk about the exciting CURB grant process that we're working on. The Community Economic Revitalization Board offers planning grants, and we are partnering with Mr. Fred McConkey, the owner of the 50 acres included as part of our EOA off of Squim Avenue and Highway 101. We met this morning to review the request for proposals, RFP. I forgot to mention what the EOA was. Sorry, alphabet soup sometimes.
You got it now, Joe.
It's the Economic Opportunity Area. But the RFPs we received a total of 5, and it really came down to one front runner, I would say, with a close second. And we're going to continue to talk with the person that submitted that to ensure that they want to stay on board should we be successful to receive a CURB grant for planning purposes in May.
It's a key starting point to realizing the council's vision in the comp plan to get more family wage jobs into our community.
Definitely. It's a great, great opportunity.
Yeah, Joe and I were just saying how excited we are to be to this stage already in getting our comp plan updated. And we were just talking about that this morning. Next up, we have the ACLU commented at the last city council meeting almost a couple of weeks ago now and provided some standards to us that they think should be reflected in the way that police departments operate. And we're asking questions about how our police department operates. And with my weekly update, you can get this on the website. The city council received an update from our police chief of our actual policy that we use as it relates to immigration. And just to be really clear, our department does not ask for immigration status in our law enforcement context. We do not assist in immigration violation investigations, and we really have little interaction at all with the immigration and customs enforcement officials. There's a little bit more information that the chief provided as well. I'm not going to go into that on the video here, but you can check it out if you want to read more.
Great. The Public Works Department's been busy working on a dirt road stretch between 4th and 5th Avenues on Maple Street. This is a dirt road filled with potholes. They went in there, regraded it, and threw down some hard, compact gravel that you can see in this picture behind us. So.
Is that the old BNSF, or the old railroad alignment there?
It is.
Yeah, I thought so. Excellent.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can see some of those remnants through downtown.
Most definitely. So it's good to get some harder pack on that, and the fact that it was a result of a resident request as well is really great. So kudos Public Works for a quick response there.
Yeah.
Last item for the week. We received a request to have a business representative on the city council this week, and so I just let the council know that request had come in, and if they had feelings one way or the other, they can let me know. I also reminded them that we have an Economic Development Commission that we could activate, that we called for in our Economic Development Plan, and that would be putting together basically a committee of business representatives to advise staff and the council in our economic development efforts. So see if they are interested in doing either one of those items at this point. We don't have the staff capacity to do the Economic Development Commission until at least the fall, so I let them know that as well. And with that, that's our weekly update.
That's a great update.
There's only one more thing left to do, Joe. That's a pen drop and toss the notes.
There we go.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
See ya.